And good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the third and final session of the day. We're on day 3 of 10 of the European Classic Powerlifting Championships here in Västerås in Sweden. It is day 1 of 4 of junior competition. If you've been with us earlier today, you would have seen a quite superb exhibition of lifting by the lighter junior classes, the men's 53s, 59s, and 66s. We wondered, could it get better than that? But if you were watching the junior women 43, 47, and 52 kilo classes, you will know they at least matched the quality and the drama that the men provided in the morning. And once again, we say, can it get any better? And I'm sure the men's junior 74s that are about to begin will say, yes, it can. And we just sit back and let everything unfold. And we look forward to a great session. It's one flight, so 20-minute breaks between squat and bench, and again between bench and deadlift. The traditional powerlifting way, if you like. It's not so great perhaps for televised viewing, but for the lifters, absolutely essential to prepare for the lifts to follow. As you can see from the screen, the first lifter up is Gregory Austin from Belgium. His PB is 195 kilos, and he is opening on 170 kilos. And the clock ticks down to zero, and we are ready to go. And here is Gregory Austin, 170 kilos on the bar to start the evening session. Just for reference, the European junior record is 257.5. The world record, perhaps a more distant 275 kilos. Numbers to bear in mind as the competition progresses. Oh, it's lovely and deep from Austin. Well, we saw quite a few red lights earlier today, but that was going to be 3 white lights all day long. And Austin gets the competition off to a good start. Ryan Mckeever from Ireland is up next. There will be 185 kilos on the bar. As you can see, his PB is 200, so opening reasonably conservatively. Huge Irish success earlier today. If you haven't seen it, go on the Euro Powerlifting YouTube channel and watch the 66 kilo class back. And if you have any Irish blood in you, you will find it so enjoyable. So this is Ryan Mckeever tackling 185 kilos. Again, lovely and deep. No questions asked of the referees, and 3 white lights. Arto of Finland is up next. Eetu Aalto, and he is tackling 207.5 kilos for his opening attempt. And these are the stars of tomorrow lifting for you today. And that looks good as well. And 3 white lights. And the bar weight will go up to 215 kilos for Federico Benincasa from Italy. And you see PB 225 kilos, opening 10 kilos down on that.
Calma Fede, per spararli con calma. Sì. Aspetta il comando, calmo. Tuo, deciso in fondo. Più veloce.
And that is a good lift for Benincasa. And the bar weight will go up to 217.5 kilos for Yuri Rebuka from Ukraine, a lifter we've seen on many occasions before. And you see he's aged 21, but he's been competing for 6 years. We've been covering him throughout his sub-junior career, and now a full junior, age 21. And that's what I would call an efficient squat, done just deep enough and no deeper. It incurred the wrath of one of the side referees, but it's a good lift, 2-1. Now Serginko from Russia, Alexei Sankinko, he's opening at 225 kilos. Well down on his personal best of 255. And that's a good little 3 white lights. Lassi Imanen from Finland will be the next up, and he will take 225 kilos. Final year of junior competition, been competing for 5 years. And that's good, but perhaps more of a fight than some of the other openers that we've seen, but it's 3 white lights. Now, Marcos Alba Ladejo, my apologies, from Spain is up next, and he's taking 227.5 kilos, the same weight as Beenhoff of the Netherlands, who will follow him. Taking his time. Very controlled down, smoothly back up. And it is 3 white lights for Alba Ladejo and Arnold Wienhoff from the Netherlands will be next on at the same weight. $227.5 kilos on the bar as a reminder, and he is the third last man out in the first round. Oh, that's lovely and deep. That shouldn't be any problem at all. And it's not. Three white lights. Now, Omisakin from Great Britain. I hope that pronunciation is correct. I sometimes get Lithuanian ones wrong and Georgian ones wrong, but I shouldn't get a British one wrong, should I? The squat PB is 252.5, which is just shy of the European record, of course. But he's opening today at 235, and he's the second last lifter out in the first round. Adi Omisakin, Great Britain. Oh, that's strong and powerful. And three white lights. And the last man out in the first round from France, Andrea Boneto. And he is opening at 242.5 kilos. And if he was to do a 10 kilo and then a 5 kilo jump, that would take him within touching distance of the European junior record in squat. But first, he's got to get his opener. And most powerlifters will tell you it's the most nerve-wracking moment in powerlifting, trying to get your opening squat. Oh wow, that was so easy. Three white lights, and the great news is everyone is on the board, everyone has a green light against their name. No one is leaving the competition after squats. And at the end of the first round, there's the scoreboard for you. The French lifter Boneto leads with 242.5. Omisakin from Great Britain second with 235. And Alba from Spain uh, third with 227.5, ahead of Veenhoff of the Netherlands with the same weight at a slightly heavier body weight. And this is Gregory Austin of Belgium, starting the second round with 180 kilos. Much more of a fight than the opener, but it looks good. Three fights. Now Ryan Mckeever from Ireland. And Ryan will be tackling 195 kilos. Getting close to his personal best. Of course, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. Well, the opener was comfortable and that looked just as easy. You probably say it didn't feel it, but it certainly looked it. And it's three white lights from Mckeever and A2 Alto from Finland. Up next, 215 kilos on the bar. No, and that is the first no lift of the day. I think we can assume the center referee hit the wrong button there. And now we have Yuri Rebuka from Ukraine, and he will attempt 227.5, the same as Benin Casa from Italy, who will follow.
Жесткая спина. Голову вверх. Команды слушай. Поглубже. Уверенно. Вот пошел, встаем.
And it was the same lift as last time. We got 2-1 last time. This time, 3 white lights. Must have just gone that half an inch deeper, satisfied all 3 referees. And next up, as I said, on the same weight is Benin Casa from Italy. 227.5 kilos, a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener.
Deciso, mangiati sta discesa fino in fondo. Via veloce.
And that came up very powerfully, and it is 3 white lights. Now Alba from Spain next, and he'll have 235 kilos on the bar. In fact, the next 3 lifters will all be on 235 kilos. Serginko and Imonen from Finland will also tackle this weight after Alba.
Tiempo, eh. Vamos fuerte. Subrayarte. Quédate ahí, bloquea rodilla. Control. Control. Buena. Vamos.
No, I didn't think that was deep enough, but whether it was or not is immaterial because he did not bring it back up, and that's a no lift. And we have Serginko, Russia, up next, as we say, also with 235 kilos. And when 2 or more lifters have the same weight, every lifter is allocated a lot number at weigh-in, and they come out in lot number order. The lower lot is always out earlier. That looks good. And just to finish that, a high lot number can sometimes give you an advantage when it comes to the final deadlift. Because if you're pulling against someone with a lower lot number and you have the same weight in the bar, you will follow them. Now, Lassi Immonen from Finland, also on 235 kilos, lot 11. Oh, nice and deep, but didn't bring it back up again. And the bar goes up to 237.5 kilos for Arnold Bienhoff from the Netherlands. This will move him from 7th to 2nd, but perhaps more realistically will guarantee him and no worse than third place at the end of this round. It looks good. And now Omisakin from Great Britain, squat PB 252.5 on the bar 250. Oh, he's battling, and that is good. Wait for the referees to confirm it. Yes, 3 white flags. And he takes the lead, but Boneto from France will come straight back at him with 252.5. And that looks good. It's 2-1, but it's a good lift. And the red was for depth. And at the end of the second round, Boneto leads with 252.5 kilos. Omisakin, 2.5 kilos behind on 250. They are the top two. Wienhoff, the best of the rest, with 237.5 kilos. And we go into the third round, and Gregory Austin of Belgium takes 185 kilos. Oh, what a battle, but he has to shake his head and concede defeat in the end, and that is a no lift for Austin. And Ryan Mckeever up next, 200 kilos on the bar. We just see the replay of that great fight from Austin. And this will equal Mckeever's personal best. Two 100 kilos. And that looks good. And 3 white lights. And Mckeever is delighted. Now, Eetu Aalto from Finland. He is taking 215 kilos. 5 kilos short of his personal best, but he missed this last time. Trying to really fire himself up. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Oh, what a good fight. And the referees say good lift, 3 white lights. Now Yuri Rebuka from Ukraine, 235 kilos. Then Immonen, the other Finnish lifter, also 235 kilos. Just a reminder, at the end of this round of squats, there'll be a 20-minute break while the competitors warm up for bench press.
Голова вверх. Мощное движение. Команды слушаем. Голову вверх. И в отбив. Встаем, встаем, встаем.
He's battling, and he's brought it back up, and that looks good to me. It's 2-1, but that's good enough. That's a good lift for the Ukrainian lifter. Still 235 kilos for Immonen. Missed it last time. Nice and deep. Always fighting, but no. Same as last time. Just couldn't bring it back up. And 240 kilos next. We have 5 lifts remaining in this squat session tonight. And it's Federico Benincasa. And just to let you know, Omisakin from Great Britain was not tempted by the European record. Boneto was.
Aspetta il comando, leggeri. Mangiati sta discesa. Via forte, accelera, andiamo!
And that was a good battle. And the referees say yes. 3 white lights. What a fight. Look at the coach in the background urging him to stand up with the bar. And next, 242 kilos for Alexei Sankinko, Russia. His PB is 255. He's still below that. And that looked good. Only 2-1 though. Far side referee called it on depth. Others thought it was good. And now the top 3. First of all, Arnold Dienhoff from the Netherlands. 245 kilos on the bar. The junior record holder in the Netherlands with 237. Put half a kilo onto his PB and the record with a second round lift. And now this is a massive 245 kilos. Oh, it's a good battle. And that should be good, yes. 3 white lights. Fist pumps the coach, gets a pat on the back. Great lifting. And 2 more lifts. Adi Omisakin, Great Britain, 255 kilos on the bar. 2.5 kilos more than he has ever lifted before, but 2.5 kilos short of a European junior record that he was not tempted to chase. Guaranteed a silver medal, this for a possible gold in the squad.
Let's go. Come on, come on.
Oh, he's mid depth, he's fighting. Oh, that is a great lift. You know, if anything, that is better than his second lift. And he gets 3 white lights. And there is one more in the session, and it's Andrea Boneto from France. 258 kilos on the bar. A new European junior record on the line. Here he goes. Big step. Oh, it comes up easily. That's a great lift from Boneto. It's only 2-1. One referee called it on depth, but he nearly knocks the coach over with the slap on the back he gives him afterwards. But that is a new European record, and that's been a quite fascinating squat session. Just to summarize before we go to a break, Boneto takes gold with a new European junior record squat of 258 kilos. Omisakin from Great Britain takes silver with a new personal best of 255 kilos, only 3 kilos behind, and with a great third lift and a big personal best. Bronze medal goes to Wienhof from the Netherlands, with Serginko from Russia 2.5 kilos further back, and Benincasa, the Italian, another 2.5 kilos behind at 240 kilos. We hope you've enjoyed that. We'll take a break. Join us again in 20 minutes for junior men 74 kilos bench press. And welcome back to the European Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from Västerås in Sweden. If you've been with us earlier, you would have seen a great squat session in the men's junior 74s, which ended with a European junior record for Andrea Boneto of France. We're just about, as you can see, to start the bench press competition. And the first lifter up will be Ryan Mckeever from Ireland, and he will be tackling 117.5 kilos. You can see the running order on the screen, right up to Serginko of Russia, who will be opening on 180 kilos, which is only 15.5 kilos shy of the European and world junior records on bench press. But this is Ryan Mckeever. His personal best is 130. His opening number today is 117.5 kilos. Now that looks good. And three white lights gets the evening bench press session underway. Federico Benincasa from Italy is up next. 122.5 kilos for the 20-year-old Italian who has only been competing for 2 years. And that looks good. And three white lines. And next up will be Marcos Alba from Spain. 125 kilos on the bar for him. And Immonen from Finland, who will follow on the same weight.
No sabe, Marco, vamos ahí. ¡Vamos! Como tú sabes. Vamos ahí. Tienes tiempo, ¿eh?
Wearing the socks of the new EPF sponsor, A7. And he's been told the grip width is too wide and he is going to run out of time because you can see the clock, it's ticking down. No, he's giving up, he's not going to make it in time. Too much messing about, taking too long to get onto the platform, taking too long to tell the spotters how to hand the bar out, and then taking too long to get set up. And as a result, he is timed out. And Lassie Immonen will go on the same weight, 125 kilos. Oh, you can see the strain, and no, Immonen does not manage the weight. Wow, that's a shock. You expect everyone to, and even if he got it, I think the butt was up. Well, I hope that was something technical, not touching too high. We've seen that earlier today. Otherwise, he is in big trouble. This is Gregory Austin from Belgium, 135 kilos. on the bar for him. Very narrow grip and powerfully return to the top. Should be three white lights, and yes, indeed it is. Now Arnold Wienhoff from the Netherlands is up next with 140 kilos.
Loaded. Go up, Arnold. Wachten.
Oh yes, great bench press. Three white lights. And the bar goes up to 147.5 kilos for the silver medalist in squat, Adi Omisaken, representing Great Britain. PB is 155 kilos, opening 7.5 kilos below that. Takes the bar off himself and makes that look really easy. And three white lights. The bar goes up to 150 kilos for the next two lifters. First out by lot is E2 Alto from Finland. And that's a good lift. Three white lights. And we move on to Rebuka, Yuri Rebuka from Ukraine. Same weight in the bar, 150 kilos.
Mooi loaded.
Well, his bench press PB is 150, and that is what is on the bar. No! Wow, well, you don't expect that from a lifter from Ukraine because that wasn't just a no lift, that absolutely buried him. As we say, that equals the PB. Well, he's going to have to do some rethinking to stay in the competition, but this is Andrea Boneto of France. This is the new European junior squat record holder, who of course needs a bench press and a deadlift to ratify the record. And that's the bench. 3 white lights. And one more lift. And this is Alexei Sankinko from Russia, 180 kilos on the bar, 15.5 kilos away from the world and European junior record. Let's have a look at this 180 and try and figure out if he gets it, if there's enough in the tank to perhaps attack the world record with his third attempt.
Оп. Вперед, 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 вперед. Сам подбирай. Команду жди.
Oh wow, that was easy. He gets a yellow from the center referee, and the coach inquires what it was for. Let's have a look. It's impossible to tell from that. I thought it might be the head moving, but couldn't see anything. Anyway, it is a good lift, and we will await with interest what his next attempt might be. And the next lifter up is Alba, 125 kilos on the bar. He got timed out last time. He's there nice and early this time. Gets a start command. That looks good. And 3 white lights. And he's on the board. Now Ryan Mckeever of Ireland, 125 for him as well. And for Immonen of Finland. Mckeever, this lift will take him to within 5 kilos of his personal best. Oh, he's battling it. That's a good fight. And 3 white lights for Mckeever. But he and the coach will be discussing how much, if anything, is left. Maybe 127.5 next time. And this is Immonen. Missed this last time. Just too heavy, it seemed. Can he put it right? Whatever went wrong? No, he can't. Oh, and he is in all sorts of trouble now. He has one more attempt at a weight that he hasn't got close to pressing on either of the previous attempts in order to stay in the competition. Now this has been in Casa. He was good with 122.5. He's put another 5 kilos on the bar. And that extra 5 kilos proved to be just too much. And Gregory Austin from Belgium is out next. And he's taken the weight up to 140 kilos. 5 kilo jump from his opener. And I can tell you Immonen has scratched from his third bench press. So I don't know what has happened, but Immonen cannot make a total. This is Austin. 140. Oh, and it's a good battle. And that should be good. No, he got yellows from both side referees. That would suggest the buck has come up. Let's check on the replay. Yeah, daylight.
Boys go down.
No arguments with that decision. Now, Arnold Wienhoff from the Netherlands, 147.5. And while he's setting up, I can tell you that Ryan Mckeever is scratched from his third attempt at bench press.
Kom op, hè.
And in my opinion, that's one of the best coaching decisions I've seen today. There was nothing more there. And why sap strength from your lifter when you can keep it for the deadlift? So this has been Hoff, 147.5 kilos. Oh, that looks good. Very strong. And three white lights for the Dutch lifter. Now, Yuri Rebuka, 150 on the bar again.
Boys go down.
If you remember, he couldn't even get it started last time. I was really worried for him. He opened with a lift that equaled his personal best. And is there something technical he can change? We've seen it before. It doesn't just happen in equipped, it happens in classic as well. We saw a lifter earlier who just touched at the wrong point, touched too high, got it right the next time, and the bar flew up. Can Rebuka do that? No, he can't. Oh dear. And he has one more attempt with which to stay in the competition. And I wish him well, but I worry for him.
Boys go down.
Meantime, it's E2 Alto from Finland coming onto the platform, 152.5 kilos on the bar. Oh, that looks good. And three white lights for Alto. Now, Ade Omisakin from Great Britain, 155 kilos on the bar, an increase of 7.5 kilos. And that will put him from fourth into third place on the bench. Although it's fair to say he has his eyes on a much bigger prize. Takes it off himself. That looks a great lift. Hugely muscular upper arms, which often means very little in powerlifting, but certainly used to good effect there. Now 162.5 kilos on the bar for Andrea Boneto from France. 5 kilo jump from his opener. And that looks very good as well. And three white lights, and there is one more in the second round, and it's Sankinko, and he is going 187.5 kilos. In effect, halfway between his opener and the world record.
Boys go down.
gets this and he wants the world record, he would have to go 8.5 kilos more with his third attempt. So let's see if it looks like there is another 8.5 kilos there. That looks good. 3 white lights, and we'll have to wait to see what he does third time. But of course, he will also be fighting for a podium place. And there's always the balance between chasing records and losing kilos if the chase for the record is not fruitful. But then, how many chances do you get to break a world record? You can only do it at international competition. And these are the questions that the Russians will ponder in the minute that they've got to decide on the next weight. And we're into the third round, and this has been in Casa, and it is just too heavy on the day. Didn't do anything wrong. He's got a lift in, just too heavy. And next up, we got Alba from Spain, and he's taking 130 kilos. If you remember, he basically threw away his opening lift by taking too long. He retook it, got 125, and this is, although it's third round, it's 5 kilos more than his opener. I would put money on him getting this. Slides down, gets the start command. And that looks good. 3 white lights. Gregory Austin from Belgium next. He was good with 140, but he was quite, actually not well. He got 140 if you recall, but he got 2 yellows for the butt coming off the bench. So he's taken it up 2.5 kilos. He feels he has the strength to cope with that. His PB is actually 145, but he must keep his buttocks on the bench. No, maybe he should have taken 140 again, because 142.5 proved just too much. Now, Yuri Rebuka, I really worry about Yuri. He opened on his PB, if you remember. He hasn't even got it moving properly on his first two attempts, and he has one more chance to stay in the competition. And everyone in the building is behind him, and everyone watching at home will be wishing him well, but he has to find something extra. He has to do something different. No. Oh, what a shame. I don't know what other words to use. Ralph, if you're watching at home, I know you've got 3 reasons for failing a bench press: opening too heavy, opening too heavy, and opening too heavy. And sadly, that was the case with young Rebuka. Wienhoff from the Netherlands up next, 152.5. And as he prepares, I can tell you that Sankinko was not tempted by the world record. He's looking at the total. He's looking to get on the podium. He's gone 190 for this final attempt. But this is Arnold Wienhoff, 152.5. close to the top. Now, what do the referees say? Three white lights. Great lift from Wienhoff. And the bar goes up to 155 kilos for Eto Alto. Four lifts to go on the bench press. Then just a quick reminder, we'll take a 20-minute break and come back for deadlift. And that promises to be quite spectacular. As always, it's where everything is decided, where the big deadlifter comes to the fore. But this is a big bencher. This is Eto Alto from Finland. And as a sub-junior 74 kilo lifter, he is taking 155. And such is the quality of the competition, the three other lifters will fall. Oh, he was nearly timed out. No, just too much. And he has to settle for 152.5. And as I've said before, if you fail 2.5 kilos more than you've got, then you've got the most out of yourself that was there on the day. Three to go, and it's Adiomi Sakin next for Great Britain. 160 kilos on the bar. Great lift. Should be three whites. And it is. And the bar goes up to 165 kilos for Andrea Boneto of France. The gold medalist in squat, the new European junior record holder in squat. And this for the silver medal. Well, he's got the silver medal in bench press. This to put another 2.5 kilos on his total. And that looks good. And one more lift. And it's Alexei Sankinko, Russia. And 190 kilos on the bar. Just 5.5 kilos away from the world record, but he wasn't tempted. He wants the podium, and he doesn't want to throw away the chance of a podium chasing a record that might be just out of his reach. Final bench press of the day, 190 kilos. Oh, he's working it. No, just too much. And he has to settle for a best bench press of 187.5 kilos. And as I've said repeatedly, if you fail 2.5 kilos heavier than you've got, you've done the best that you possibly could on the day. So just a quick summary of the bench press results before we go to a break. Gold to Sankinko. He got his opener in and he was miles clear. Silver to Boneto. The bronze to Omisakin. Fourth place was Alto with 152.5. Wienhoff from the Netherlands on the same figure but at a slightly heavier body weight. Hope you've enjoyed the bench press. It's going to get really exciting and really hot up in 20 minutes time. Please join us then for the deadlift. and welcome back to Vasteras for the final time today. If you've been with us earlier, what a fantastic 74 kilo class we've had so far, lifting of the highest order, and it's all bubbling nicely and coming to the boil in the deadlifts. Don't be surprised to see attempts on deadlift records and total records, possibly world, more likely European, as this fantastic 74 kilo class reaches its climax. As you can see from the running order on your screen just now, as is so often the case, the last out in bench press is the first out in deadlift. And so it is with Alexei Sankinko. He's opening at 215, and he, even with that relatively low opener, is in touching distance of the podium because of his fantastic bench of 187.5 kilos. Oh, that looked hard though. It's a good lift, but the immediate question is how much more is there? Maybe a couple of 5 kilo jumps, but I would doubt if there was much more than that left. Well, we've got Yuri Rebuka next, also on 215 kilos. Sadly, he didn't get a bench in. He opened on his PB and just never got the bar moving on any of his three attempts. So he can contend for deadlift medals, but cannot make a total. That's a nice opener. And the bar will now go up to 220 kilos for Immonen from Finland. That looks good. No, he put it down too soon, I think. I don't think he got the down command. He decided the lift was finished and put it down before the referee told him to do so. So now we have Ryan Mckeever of Ireland, 227.5 kilos on the bar for Ryan. And we won't pay too much attention to the position notifications during the first round because, of course, everyone getting a lift goes ahead of all those who have not yet lifted, and it can be a bit misleading. So that's three white lights for Mckeever, and now Arnold Bienhoff. Now he's one of the lifters contending for a podium place. We think if the top two get their openers in, they are away from the rest, but there's three or four people battling for that third place on the podium, and Wienhoff is one of those. Oh, that's encouraging for him. That is a good deadlift with plenty more in the tank. He gets three white lights. Bar goes up to 245 kilos for Andrea Boneto. Now this would put him on 668 and pretty much guarantee silver medal overall, I would think. It would take a huge jump from somebody else to catch him. Now that looks good. And with the proviso that there's more in the tank, if it's needed, I think the worst Mr. Boneto can expect today is a silver medal overall. Now Marcos Alba from Spain, and he's opening 255 kilos. One of three lifters on the same weight. He's lot one,
Fuerte, loco, vamos.
and so is out first.
Vamos. Buena. Eso es.
That's good.
Bien.
Three white lights. Now Ito Aalto from Finland. He is on 255 as well. Lot three, he is out second. And that looks good. And three white lights for Aalto. Gregory Austin from Belgium, also 255, is the next out. Really too far back after squat to contend for a podium place, but he can certainly contend for a deadlift medal. Well, will the referees like that stop and start? Yes, they do. Three white lights for Austin. Bar never went down. I wasn't suggesting it did, but sometimes you do get some referees who work on the assumption that if the bar stopped, it must have gone down inevitably. Now, Federico Benincasa from Italy, 280 kilos, a big, big deadlift that is going to put him right into the mix. He goes into third position if he makes this lift. And he has. And so often the big deadlifter is way behind and just comes and blows everyone away. And that is a great lift. And talking of great deadlifters, this is Adi Omisakin from Great Britain. His opening weight is 292.5 kilos. And this will put him into the lead. This will give him 707 kilos. The next best is 668. And how easy was that? And the question is, where does he go next? We next go into the second round. And the first up is Sankinko, and he's put 220 kilos on the bar. Just to summarize on your screens, Omisakin leads, Benincasa is second, and Alba is third, ahead of Alto on body weight, and Austin on the same weight, further behind just on body weight. And I think that is the battle for medals. It may go down as far as Boneto, but no further than that. And here we have Alexei Sankinko He's taken another 5 kilos, as I suspected he would. No, no, he did seem very close to his limit on the 215, and his race may well be run, and he is now a sitting duck for others to come past in a race for the bronze podium position. This is Lasse Immonen, 225 kilos. He missed this because he put it down too quickly, if you remember. Now hold it this time, and he does. And that should be good. 3 white lights. Everyone is on the board. Next up, Ryan Mckeever from Ireland, 240 kilos for Ryan. Still well below his personal best, which is 257.5. Oh, that looks good. And 3 white lights. And next up we have Andrea Boneto from France, 250 kilos for both him and Wienhoff. Still got 2 years after this as a junior. He's only gone up 5 kilos. He must have felt the opener was reasonably close to his maximum for the day. And that extra 5 kilos makes absolutely no difference. If anything, that was better than the opener. Next up is Wienhoff. And I think we can pretty safely say that Boneto's second has guaranteed him silver medal. And that looks good as well from Wienhoff. Now Alto, 262.5 kilos for the second round attempt. Still 7.5 kilos below his personal best. And this will move him from 4th to 3rd place in deadlift. Just a little bit far away from the podium, you would suspect. Got it moving, but not past the knees, unfortunately. And that is a no lift for Alto. Now Marcos Alba, España, one of 2 lifters on 265 kilos. As you can see, his deadlift PB coming in was 245. Smashed that with his opener, and this has took it another 10 kilos on. Oh yes, that's good. He's one of those deadlifters, you think the bar is halfway up, and suddenly it's locked out. And that's a great deadlift from the Spaniard. Now, Benincasa, 287 point. Sorry, it's Gregory Austin next, 265. Same weight as the Spaniard. Can he match the Spaniard's lift? No, he can't. Just too much this time. And now we have Benincasa from Italy, 287.5 kilos. And this will take him onto the podium overall and rank him second in deadlift. He's not going to win any deadlift medals, but this would take him to second place. And he's been sent back while the platform was cleaned. And he can wait a little bit longer. He smiles. He looks confident. This for 650 to overtake Wienhoff.
Prova il punto, culo alto, fermo e salita lenta. Lì e continuo lì con calma. Bravo.
No, I don't think he got that, did he? I didn't hear the down command. Well, the center referee gave it to him, the other two didn't. I wasn't sure that was locked out. Watch it again. See it. He got to the lock position but didn't seem to hold it there. So it's a no lift, 2-1. And now we have a world record attempt by Ade Omisakin, Great Britain. The world junior record is 307.5 kilos. On the bar, 308. And based on how fast the 292.5 moved, who would doubt that he can make this? This to go to 723 kilos, which would also be a European junior total record. Oh, that looks good. And it's three white lights. It's a new world junior deadlift record. It's a new European junior total record. Two records in one lift. And he suddenly jumps as well to the top of the best scoring points list. And just to summarize, well, you've all just seen what he did. Adeyomi Sakin has just broken the world record with a lift to spare. He's broken the European total record. He leads Boneto, and we're talking about totals now. And Wienhoff is in third place. Serginko is in fourth. Benincasa is in fifth. But Benincasa still has a shout at that podium because he certainly has the strength. We saw on the last one, which he lost 2-1, that he can pull what it takes. This is Serginko going again on 220. Can he get himself back into the mix with this extra 5 kilos? No, no, not today. And in fact, when you think about it, he opened only 5 kilos less than the weight he couldn't do. But he has made a total, but it is not a total that will take him onto the podium. Now, Lasse Immonen from Finland is next. In all the excitement, I didn't tell you that Rebuka withdrew from the competition after his opener. There is a cross against his name for the final two attempts. And we've seen Immonen's profile for a long time. The clock is ticking down. Is he coming out? It doesn't look like it. But he's doing his competitors the courtesy of running the clock down to give them their expected preparation time and to make sure nobody else has to rush out before they're ready. It doesn't make great television, but we'll just run the clock down to zero. And then the next up will be Ryan Mckeever from Ireland. He will be going for 260 kilos. And just looking ahead to Omisakin, he's posted 323 kilos. That will be a new world open record by a kilo. It's currently 322. And remember, we are talking about the 74 kilo juniors. But the clock has run down. And this is Ryan Mckeever from Ireland. His deadlift PB 257.5 on the bar for his third and final attempt, 250 kilos.
Let's go, Wayne. Stay with it. Stay with it.
And no, he smiles and blows kisses to the crowd and he says, "Not today." Arnold Wienhoff is up next. Well, this will be a new PB by 5 kilos if he makes it. And it's a 7.5 kilo jump from his second round attempt. It will keep him in third place overall, make that position slightly more secure against attack from others. He will do what he can do, and then he will have to wait and see if it is enough. Oh, that's good. It's 3 white lights for Wienhoff. He has done all he can do, and now he can but wait. Next up is Andrea Boneto of France. Now, he will not affect Wienhoff because he is already clear in silver medal position. His PB coming in was 245. He equaled it with his opener, beat it with his second, and this is to add another 10 kilos. This is to give him 683 kilos in total. Oh, that looks good. 3 white lights. Well, in any other competition on any other day, you would expect 683 kilos to win a 74 kilo junior competition, but not today. Itu Alto of Finland is next up, 265 kilos on the bar, and this will be just outside the deadlift medals, and it will raise him one place from seventh to sixth overall. It won't get him a medal, but it will be nonetheless the culmination of a great performance by him today. No. And he thanks the audience for their support, and his race is run. And the bar goes up to 267.5 kilos for Gregory Austin from Belgium. He missed 265. He's going 2.5 kilos more. His PB is 260 or was. Well, it still is 260 because his last good lift was 255. Can he possibly pull this? No, just too much. It may have given him a bronze medal, but it was just too heavy. Now, Marcos Albaladejo, España, 272.5 kilos on the bar. His PB coming in was 245. He is guaranteed bronze medal in the deadlift. He is in third place. There are only two to follow, and they are both already ahead of him. Can he push his personal best up to 272.5 kilos? No, he was nearly there, and it just came out of the right hand. Brave attempt, but just as he was locking it out, he couldn't hold on to it anymore. And then there were two. Federico Benincasa, Italy, taking 292 kilos. This, in simple terms, is to get him onto the podium. Third place, currently Wienhoff with 655. This would put Benincasa on 655 as well at a lighter body weight. But he missed 5 kilos less last time. Can he find 5 kilos more and hold onto it until he's told to put it down? This for the podium. And it's going. Oh no, he was so close. Oh, I thought he had it. But it was not to be. And Benincasa will have to settle for fifth place. Oh, so close to the podium. And here we go. This is a World Open record attempt by Ade Omisakin from Great Britain. It will also be a World Junior total record. The World Junior total record 737.5. This will give him 738. The World Open record 322. He's gone 323. He's not gone 7322.5 because he wants the World Junior total record as well as the World Open deadlift record. I hope you've understood all that. Here we go. The final lift of a fantastic day for everything. Ade Omisakin, Great Britain. Oh, and he just can't move it. Well, it was worth a try. He is the champion of Europe 2021 in the 74 kilo junior classic. What a great competition we've seen. And just to summarize, gold medal in deadlift to Omisakin, 308. Silver to Boneto. Sorry, I'm going to. The silver was to Benincasa in the deadlift, and the bronze was to Alba Ladejo. But more importantly, in the overall standings, the champion 2021, Ade Omisakin, Great Britain, 723 kilos. Silver medal from France, Andrea Boneto, 683 kilos, which, as I've said, on most days would win a junior 74 class. But today, crazy, mad 40 kilos behind the winner. And the bronze medal, who withstood the challenges of everyone who came and tried to push him up the podium, is Arnold Wienhoff from the Netherlands. With 6.55, he ended up 10 kilos ahead of Siergenko in fourth. And Benin Casa was so close with that attempt to get the podium, but it was not to be. He had to settle for a best deadlift of 280 kilos. And I want to turn and say, Ralph Farquharson, what did you make of that competition? But Ralph isn't here to talk to, but I know he would have loved it. It was a fantastic competition. He would have said it shows powerlifting at its very best. I hope once again you've enjoyed what we brought you in this session. It's been the first day of junior competition. We've had three fantastic sessions. We keep saying, can it get better? It keeps maintaining such a high standard, and no doubt that will happen once again tomorrow. So let's give you a quick trailer for tomorrow before we sign off. At 10 a.m. Stockholm time, we have junior women, 57 class and 63 class in back-to-back flights. Then at 1500 hours, we have the junior women 69 kilo class, and there are so many entries that that is going to be an A and a B group lifting back to back. And at 18:30 tomorrow, we have junior women 76 kilo class. It promises to be fantastic. Please stay with us for the medal ceremony. But from the commentary booth, I will bid you goodbye until tomorrow. Hope you can join us at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If you've got to do anything such as work and you can't join us, you'll catch everything on the Euro Powerlifting YouTube channel. Catch us when you can. Until then, from all of us here, bye for now.
before the start.
Picture here, please. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you and congratulations. The people who hand over the notes for the main 74. Ladies, this Gregory Austin from Belgium.
Oh, take a seat.
And Andrea Boneto from France. Questa squat. Bronze medal goes to the Netherlands and Arnold Van 245 kg. Silver goes to Gregory and Ali Alexei 255.
You playing it on? Yeah. Oh shit, man.
Alexei. There you are. The golden goes to France and Andrea Boneto 258 ladies. Thank you. Merci. And for the interest, the bronze medal goes to Gregory and Ali from the city. The bronze medal goes to France and Andrea Boneto from the city. And the gold medal goes to Russia, Alexei Sankinko from 27. Thank you. The deadlift bronze medal goes to Spain and Alba. Silver medal goes to Italy and Federico in Casa 280. And the gold goes to Gregory and Ali on 308. You. Thank you. Thank you. And for the total, bronze medal goes to Belgium, Alba, and both 655. Silver medal goes to France, Andrea Boneto 683. And the European champion for juniors 74 kgs for Gregory Ali Alexei 743 kg. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand up for the national anthem of Great Britain? if it